Hey guys, welcome to the last day of our 30-day LSIP challenge. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey. I am immensely proud of you, and I am so grateful to have had so many people join along in this journey and support me. It's amazing what we can accomplish together, motivating each other and cheering ourselves on that we can't do alone. So thank you very much for making the time and the investment in yourself and the community to be here. Today I'm going to start off with sharing one of my very favorite quotes by Teddy Roosevelt, and he talks a lot about whose opinions of us matter and what really matters in life as far as action and effort is concerned. So I'll share that, and then we'll get into our max full time today. He shares, "It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, who knows great enthusiasms and great devotions, and who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. There is no effort without error and shortcoming." There are a million cheap seats in the world today. There are countless critics. So it's very important that we support and love ourselves and each other, and that we get very, very clear with ourselves about whose opinions of us matter and whose opinions don't matter. So my personal philosophy is that if you're not being brave with your life, if you're not right there in the arena with me, giving it your all and getting your ass kicked, then I don't care about your opinion. Your opinion of me doesn't matter. So there are a few people whose opinions of me I value very highly. And those are people not just who sugarcoat everything for me. They're not just people who say, "You're great all the time." Those are people that I can count on to be authentic with me. They will come to me and say, "Hey, listen, you were wrong here. You did this poorly. You treated somebody poorly. You didn't handle this well. And I expect better of you. I was surprised to see that." And they'll give me candid advice, and that's a wonderful, invaluable asset. We can learn so much about ourselves through the eyes of others, and it's very important to have people in your life who will be honest with you, not only about the amazing good things and cheer you on, but who will hold you accountable when you fall short, but not to say, "Hey, you're not good enough," not to judge you, but to say, "Hey, I know you can do better than this, so how can I support you in this difficult time?" We need people who are going to share our joys with us and also share our failures and help us grow and become stronger and expand and gain personal insight. And it's very, very important to our growth. We need both. We must learn about ourselves. We must take the good and the bad and evaluate honestly and choose. I've read a quote often lately that says, "Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing." And that couldn't be more true. So our habits, how we speak to people, how we speak to ourselves, how we show up on our mat, our attitude, those things are behaviors that we're choosing. So we can change those, or we can choose to keep them. But it's important to have a good support system and community around you that helps you develop and grow into the person that you want to be and reach your full potential. We are a social species. We are meant for connection. We're made for connection. So there's so much opportunity and possibility when we come together in community. It's just frankly not possible on our own. So give some thought as we roll into the new year about whose opinions of you do and don't matter. And you may find that you have some close friends or some family that don't support you very well, and that's okay. We can't have everybody support us, right? We don't get to choose other people's behavior. So if there are people who are close to you and they're not very supportive and they talk you down, you can learn to set boundaries, and you can also learn to dismiss those opinions that are not helpful. So you don't have to take those things to heart, and you don't have to become whatever that person puts on you. And know that whatever somebody says to you that is detracting, it doesn't mean anything about you, it just comes from them. So we project onto other people whatever we're struggling with and whatever we're afraid of. So if you have experiences that are difficult with loved ones or friends or family or other people that are giving you feedback that's not helpful and it's not kind or it's not true, just know that that doesn't actually have anything to do with you, and let it go, release it. A helpful thing for me is when I hear people say things that really get my blood boiling or work me up. I ask myself, is it kind, is it true, is it helpful? And if it's not, if it doesn't meet those three things, then I try to let it go. And the way that I let it go is by thinking in my mind while this person is speaking to me, I hear you, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. As I hear you speaking, I love you, to remind myself that I love this person no matter what's going on. Please forgive me for not being the person that you want me to be, because I'm being myself, and thank you, to release it. So you may find that helpful. If you do, great. If you don't, leave it. Take whatever works for you and leave whatever doesn't. It's just a good way to live life. We're all a work in progress. So thank you so much for joining me here. We're going to start by doing a little bit of stretching today. I'm a little bit sore here, and we're going to try for our max hold time. So know that your max hold time today might not be the best you've done in the last 30 days. It might be the worst. Who knows? Our bodies are in different places every day. So don't judge yourself. Don't jump on yourself. Don't say hurtful, non-encouraging things to yourself. Let your thoughts and your voice within pass through those three gates. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? And if it's not, then question your motive. If it's not kind, it's not true, and it's not helpful, there's probably not a very good reason to say it to yourself or to somebody else. So speak to yourself in a loving manner. We'll start an easy seat here. You can do a little yoga for the brain, swap the legs out. You may find that one of your knees sticks up depending on which way your legs are. That's okay. Usually one side is a little bit tighter than the other. You can settle down, get your sit bones situated on the ground, and then we're just going to place our hands next to our sides on the mat. We're going to take a deep breath in as we raise our right hand up over the head and then over to the left side as we stretch. Letting yourself relax into the moment here, getting a nice stretch, shining the heart up towards the ceiling. Maybe taking it a little bit deeper. No need to crank it here. Just find what feels good. Find a nice place to stretch and rest. And exhale, bring it back down to the ground. We're going to inhale, left hand comes up, taking it over to the other side. Shining that heart up towards the ceiling, stretching left side body, stretching through the TVA, stretching our lower back, stretching our obliques. You might feel a little tremble here if you're tired. I am. My right arm's trembling. And exhale, come back down, reach all the way up with both hands. Make yourself nice and tall, and then hands come back down, prayer position through heart center. We thank ourselves for showing up today. We accept how we are, who we are on the mat today as we go into the unknown of trying our best for our longest hold. So join me in Tadasana, staff pose, where we begin. Now, if you can't lift up yet from the floor, that's okay. If you can't lift your heels up, go ahead and just hold in the prep position as long as you can. So just pull your hips back. I'll challenge you today to try pressing down on the mat rather than the blocks. But if you're unable to shift your hips back on the mat, feel free to grab the blocks. It's okay. Be where you are today. So we're going to press down. We're going to shift our hips back, and we're going to lift our feet off the ground for as long as we can. And if we can't lift our feet off the ground, we're going to press down, we're going to shift our hips back, and we're going to hold that prep position just as long as we can. And then, if your feet are off the ground, when you tap out, you're done, you're tired, drop your heels back down to the ground, shift the hips back, and hold in the prep position position as long as you can. And if you're starting in the prep position, your heels are on the ground to begin with. When you get really, really tired and you just can't go anymore, just set your bottom back down on the ground and see if you can engage and shift the hips back while seated, and just do that for as long as you can. So we're just challenging our body and seeing how far we can go. So when you're ready, roll those hips back, shake it out, get excited. We're exploring today. We don't know where it's going to end. Pressing down, shifting the hips back, lifting up if you can, staying down if you can't. Deep breaths here. Pressing down to the fingers, feeling the body tremble. Whew. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Setting the heels down when we can't go anymore, shifting those hips back and holding just as long as we can in the prep position. Feeling the body shake, tremble. We may start getting cramps in our quadriceps. We can point the toes if we do. Challenging the body, shifting those hips back. And when we've reached our limit, setting down, pressing down, shifting those hips back on the ground. So just pull back as long as you can, feeling how the engagement of TVA feels different in each position. When you're done, release. Take a nice deep breath. Come onto your back. You can hug the knees into the chest, or you can bring the soles of the feet together and just lie back. You can rest your hands on the stomach, on the hips, and put one hand on the heart, one on the stomach, and just feel what it's like to be in your body. Thank yourself for showing up. You did it. You made it. You did your best, and that's wonderful. What an achievement to do our best. What more could anybody possibly ask? What more could we ask from ourselves than our best? Feel the heart beating rapidly. Consider how incredible it is that we can give our all in such a brief time span, right? We're not holding for very long, but it's extremely challenging for the body. It's amazing how we can just pour ourselves into something and create such an intensity and a challenge in just a moment. Consider how different it feels now in your body than it did a few minutes ago before we began this practice. Maybe appreciate the blood pulsing through your body. You may be able to feel your pulse. Give yourself some time to cool down. Let the nutrients of that practice soak in. Thank yourself for working hard. Thank your body for supporting you. Let your heart rate slow down. Take a few deep breaths. Filling the belly up with air. Exhaling it all out. When you've had a nice moment of rest, you can bring your legs back together if you've got your knees out. Give yourself a nice big hug. You can roll side to side. Feel free to be silly. This is your practice. You can do and be whatever you want. And when you're satisfied, come back to join me in a seated position. Whew. Feels good. We challenged ourselves. We made it. We made it through 30 days of a very, very challenging new progress and practice, and I am so proud of you. I'm proud of me too. Thank you so much for being here with me and experiencing this together. I really appreciate your dedication and your energy and your love, and it just means the world to me to have this to share with you. So thank you so very much, and please reach out with questions, comments, where we go from here as we continue. We keep showing up for ourselves every single day. We keep making space, we keep making time. We remind ourselves of whose opinions of us matter and whose do not. We let words to us from ourselves and from others pass through those 3 gates. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? And we love ourselves. We love ourselves through the next 30-day challenge if we're doing that. We love ourselves every day, ending in Y. If not, we just show up and love ourselves, and our physical practice is a manifestation of that love. So the next step is just to continue on your journey, however you see fit, whatever your body needs, whatever your heart calls you to do. It's doing that for a reason. You were pulled in a certain direction for a reason. So have faith, trust yourself, and go out there and get it. Thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate all of your support, encouragement, and mostly just the time you being here. I know that is something that you can't get back. Time is our most precious and valuable resource. So thank you for making the time for yourself and to share it here with me. And we'll close with, the light in me sees and honors the light that is in each of you. We are one and the same. We are love. Namaste.